Good AM, good PM, and hello, everyone. Welcome to the Keepers Club podcast. Woo, woo, woo. So, yes, and welcome everyone. Round of applause. So, once again, we welcome you to the Keepers Club podcast. So, this virtual gathering that you see before you on your Zoom or YouTube screen allows us to have this great privilege to host a podcast hosted by Keepers Club, a club that aims to keep young people like us away from negative activities. Negative activities such as smoking, drinking, doing drugs, and to really help guide and encourage and uplift young adults like us who are tuning in, especially those who might be going through things like depression, anxiety, loneliness, and feeling lost in life. And we have the privilege to have keepers that are willing to join this week's recording to share their experiences on how to stay healthy, happy, and motivated. Because at the end of the day, that's really the goal of the club. We're as keepers to share with others just like one were to do with their very own brother or sister. And just like the club slogan, I am my brother's keeper, we will do whatever it takes to share the love that we experience individually and as a group. And we'd love to also thank the founding president of Keepers Club International, who is none other than Pastor Apollo C. Kibeloy, for this opportunity to be a part of the Keepers Club International here in the United States of America, as well as the great privilege and entrustment to have a Keepers Club inspired podcast. So without further ado, let us greet all the keepers that have joined us today. May we all see your beautiful faces and kindly greet your fellow keepers by saying, I am my brother's keeper. So, once again, how is everyone?
Doing
Hello,
good.
once
Keep it
again.
up.
Oh, wow, Josh. Hey, Josh. And Ate Kendra, Kuya Anthony. Woo. Josh, I didn't know you're there too. But yes. How are you, Josh? How are you, Kendra? Anthony? How's your day? Wow, how's nice background too? Yeah, Josh. Hoy,
Hi, Kuya.
how's your day? Yeah, Ted. How you been?
I
What you
just
been
went to
up
the
to?
KLC. I went to the KLC. We just had practice with Ate Nessa.
Oh,
Yeah, we were there all
wow.
day.
Happiness was there
Yeah,
the whole day.
yeah,
Wow. Wow,
the
Sana.
whole
Oh,
day.
hope to hear it
The
in
whole day.
person. Excited to see you,
Excited
Kendra.
too.
You too,
Excited.
Josh. Josh, how you been? What you been up to? How's your day? How's your week? Your Sunday?
Um, I've been traveling actually. Went to
Oh,
Texas
Wow.
with
oh
Keeper
yeah.
Anthony.
Wow. Speaking
Wow.
about it.
How's Texas?
We have
How's
a
the beach?
victory, Kuya. We have a new KLC. Finally,
Oh
Kuya.
my gosh. It's all set up too?
Finally. Yeah, it's bigger.
Wow. Dang, really? But
Yeah.
since
We
when?
get to have we're gonna start this 23rd. So we're all so it's like a children's room, a music room.
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow. Perfect
Yeah.
timing too, or even more of a reason to get excited to go to Connecticut, New Jersey. Woo.
We get finally get to go to New York too, kuya. We get to go to
Yeah,
my
I think I know.
hotel.
Like I think I've been there
The Big
earlier, but
Apple.
yeah. And then no downtown, right?
Mm-hmm. Statue
But
of Liberty.
yes, ma'am. Also regards to Kuya AC. How are you, AC? Woo.
Good.
Yeah. How you been, AC? We just started. We're just talking about how you been. How's your week, your Sunday, your day?
That's all right. Yeah.
Wow, AC. Yeah, go AC. And yes, regards also to Anthony. I just saw we saw him beforehand, and then out of nowhere, Josh like took his place. Wow, go Josh. But oh wow, I can face the future full of positivity. Yes, sir. Josh. Okay. But yes, feel free to share more. But let us begin as well. And nice to see everyone. Wow. Once again, go Josh, Anthony, Kendra, AC, and KCP Productions. Wow. All right. So here we go with our presentation today. So cut off the music, but let's try this. So, all right. So once again, for our disclaimer, we just kindly ask everyone and to remind everyone if everyone could kindly avoid cursing, sharing anything traumatic, please prevent from saying anything that goes against our slogan, I am my brother or sister's keeper. And of course, have fun. So that being said, thumbs up. Is that cool with everyone? All right, sounds good. So here we go. And thank you, KCP, as well for the music. So here we go. And yes, the Keepers Club podcast episode 51. And our topic today is taking the initiative. Taking the initiative. All right, so yes, we'll get into what that means to you all a little later on. But here we go. So for some Keepers Club history, 1 second. Thank you for your patience. 0, 3, 2. Yes. So KCP kindly edit out that pause, but Keepers Club history. For anyone who has never heard of Keepers Club before, Keepers Club International, or KCI, was first founded by Pastor Policy Kibloy and was first established in June 1986 in Davao City, Philippines. Since then, KCI spread all over the globe, gaining thousands of keepers worldwide, and we would have jam sessions, outings, constructive small group sharings, and discussions. And KCI is not only in the Philippines, but in other countries like in the United States of America, Canada, United Kingdom, Italy, Belgium, Spain, Ukraine, United Arab Emirates, Singapore, Malaysia, Japan, and many more. So, that being said, would anyone be, by any chance, is anyone still kind enough to go ahead and share a little about our introduction for the Keepers Club podcast? If not, it's all good, but any takers? All right. If not, all good. Feel free to go ahead as well.
Like do a
Go cool.
okay, you recap. Okay, so we're just this is like experience of Keepers Club, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that after our introduction. So, really quick for our introduction, once again, we are the Keepers Club podcast, and we are a podcast to help guide, encourage, and uplift the youth. We do this through Zoom, as you can see, is where we post our official podcast, where we host our official podcast. Also on YouTube is where we post our full episodes, and on Facebook is where we take our group photos. We post our group photos, go down memory lane. We host these every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Central time, and 7 p.m. Eastern time. And the reason we do so is because I am my brother's keeper, treating our brothers and sisters, treating one another, treating another keeper like our very own brother or sister. Right? Are we gonna hate our brother, our very own brother or sister, our the ones related to us by blood? No. Are we gonna hurt them? Are we gonna gaslight them or try to hurt them psychologically, physically? No. Treat them like our brother or sister. So we try to do this by gathering, bonding, and sharing with keepers all over the US, even though we're not related physically by blood, but you can really say that we treat one another like a brother or sister. Just like someone has invited us before and treated us just like their very own sibling or their very own family member. That's really the goal of the club, and we try to do this also here in the Keepers Club podcast. But yes, like you were saying, Keeper Josh, and here for our experience, would anyone be so kind enough maybe to give a gist of the experience of the Keepers Club podcast, like the bullet points, and maybe share a few words of how the Keepers Club podcast is treating you?
Okay, so I'd like to share my experience. So in Keepers Club podcast, here is a place where it helps because we're here talking about struggles of being a youth, as the presentation says, and so like this is something that's like not really often discussed, like let's say in school or even in the household, I guess. But like all these this podcast helps like give the opportunity to surface these ideas or like just these struggles. Yeah. And now, while while we're talking about them, there's also opportunity to learn from like what other people are saying and also like give advice to people who might be struggling. If you like, if you can like help, I guess.
Oh yes. So nice one, Keeper Josh. And also regards to Keeper Anthony who just joined. But yes, thank you once again, Keeper Josh, for jumping in and sharing your experience. It's nice hearing another voice, another one sharing their experience. But anyone else, would you be so kind enough to share a little about the podcast, what it means to you, or maybe Keepers Club as a whole? Your experience, your journey here in the Keepers Club. Wow. Hi, also Anthony.
Oh, can I share my experience?
Oh yes, please. I'm not sure which screen to look at, but go Anthony.
Right here. Um, my experience with Keepers Club is really, really um, nice because I I met a lot of new young people who are very talented also, and we learn a lot from each other because we share things that are considered taboo in in our culture as young people like Gen Z. So it's not really a topic that we talk a lot in school. Maybe within friends, but an actual topic and that's been given time to be given thoughts and opinions about. It's not given in the school. So this is a really nice program that allowed us to share our thoughts and receive enlightenment and some parts of our struggles as young people.
Wow, yes sir. And nice background and uniform by the way, Anthony. But you're very right too. Yes, something we don't learn in school, so we're very humbled. And it's also about learning how to be, you can say, street smart, or also really just living in the life of good of the Lord, of really, learning how to treat one another, to love our neighbors, love our enemies, even, and something that we can really join once a week, maybe for like an hour or two, but it's an opportunity to tune in. Just one click. We don't have to be together physically, but to be together spiritually, you can say. So thank you once again, Keeper Anthony. And anyone else you'd like to jump in? Keeper Kendra, Keeper AC. If not, it's okay, but we'd love to hear you, of course. I think I see hands. Oh, yes, I'll go. But really quick, I just want to share that, you know, especially like when being invited to Keepers Club, I remember there was like my group of friends who, would take me on a path of negativity, you can say, really hanging out with me, inviting me, not really doing anything. You can say not being productive, not bettering myself, not allowing me to take care of my, mentality, or even, you know, taking stuff that would harm me physically, right? But on the other side of that, there was also the keepers that would invite me. They'd treat me out to eat. They'd, let me jam session with them, have jam sessions with them. They'd let me perform with them. They invite me to places, so I'm really grateful to Keepers Club. And even if it was only a select few at the time, I'm really glad that, the Keepers Club is always growing and that nothing can really stop it. So even though there's only a select few at the moment, we always have faith that it will grow and grow even more. Each episode, it's always about quality over quantity. And we're very glad and humbled and blessed, to do our part to give back to Keepers Club International. Even that little that little gesture of love really goes a long way, and we really owe it all to Keepers Club and especially the president of Keepers Club International. So thank you, Pastor, and for really inviting not only me but my other brothers and sisters as well in the podcast and Keepers Club International all over the world. So let's move on, shall we? So thank you once again to everyone sharing, and yes, let us move on. So that was for our experience, and to lower this a bit. All right, here we go. So yeah, okay. Yes, experience. So, for our icebreakers today, we have mystery box, lies and truth. So, it's pretty much one truth, one lie. So, we'll guess the truth or the lie, and the third one being show us your talents. So, I'll go get mine, but does anyone want to participate in mystery box? You can pretty much tell the truth or lie what's in your box or something that's off screen, but it's like a variation of one truth, one lie. So, any takers, by the way, I'll go get mine, but feel free to get yours as well. Yes. So once again, we have mystery box, one truth, one lie, and show us your talent. So, any first volunteers?
Okay.
So in my box, I have a pack of green gum mixed with silver wrap gum, I mean. And I have a mouthpiece. I have a mouthpiece cleanser called MIC Mist. And then I have a blue Bath and Body lotion in my box, which is actually my bag. So that's in my box.
You just show it to Anthony?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you showed it too. It's like I have mouthpiece and you show the mouth. But
Oh, did I? I was,
no,
I was just trying to read what it says.
wow, go Anthony from Aeropaso, I believe. But oh, I want to say it's the truth, by the way, considering you mentioned you have practice,
Mm.
or was that Tendra? But everyone else, what do you think? Truth, lie? Not two truths, one
Does
lie.
it all have to be a truth? It all has to be true or it all has to be false, right?
It's mystery box, right? Oh yes, I think you're telling the truth, Anthony. Go, Anthony. Ooh. Anyone else though?
It's the truth. I looked at it.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
Can they review it though? Keep your tone.
Okay, let me hold on. Turn off my background. Okay, so it's a little truth. I have a mouthpiece cleanser. I have a pack of gum with a green wrapper and silver. But my lotion is not blue, it's white. Yeah, it's true.
Wow. Appreciate how open you are, showing us your mouthpiece, gum, and lotion. Wow.
There are groups. See, there's a white here. This is white. This is green, and this is green.
They're like matching colors too. Keep your tone. Wow.
This is St.
But
Patrick's
yes.
Day for me.
Go, Anthony. Nice bag too. But yes. Go, Keeper Anthony. Showing off your mystery box. Anyone else though? You like to jump in? Oh, go, Josh. Or you want to say, AC?
Okay. So
Go, Josh.
this is my box. and inside of it is water. There we go.
All right. I want to say you have like iced tea or something. So I think it's a lie. How about anyone else?
I think it's a truth.
Sounds like you guys are together in the same house or something. Wow. Anyone else though?
It's a maybe.
All right. Goalkeeper Josh showing. I kindly reveal what's in the mystery cup.
Okay, so in the cup, in the box cup is actually a pair of earbuds. It's wired earbuds.
Wow, why do you have headphones in the cup? But nice one, Josh. So it was no, it wasn't water. But anyone else though for mystery box?
I'll go next.
Wow, AC, thank you for waiting. By the way, go AC.
Okay. So in my box, I have the Eiffel Tower, a plant, and a tree thing that lights up.
Wow.
Am I telling the truth or a lie?
What do y'all think, by the way, keepers? I'd like to believe you, but you said Eiffel Tower. So I think you got me to the Eiffel Tower.
But I see the
I
London
think
Bridge.
it's which one, Josh?
I see the London Bridge though.
That's not the London Bridge. It's the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge.
Oh. I don't
Okay, are you ready?
But actually,
Am I telling the truth or the lie?
I changed my mind. I think you're telling the truth, AC. What about everyone else?
Truth.
I'll be at the Kendra, but goalkeeper AC from the London Bridge, Golden Bridge,
All right.
Eiffel Tower, go
So-
AC.
It is the truth. I do have a plant. Yeah, you see that?
Mm.
And then there's this tree thing that lights up. Wait,
Wow.
you see that?
Wow.
And I also have the Eiffel Tower in my head. Wait,
Oh. You look
I
like
shrunk it down, I
You-
stole it.
you look like a giant next to a Smiley Eiffel Tower. So go AC. Wow. But yes. Go AC. Nice collection of random things. Wow. But anyone else? Once again, go AC. Anyone else though? Alright. I'll just know. Let's move on, shall we? I'll do mine like after this. The next one is one truth, one lie. I'll go for this one. Start brainstorming though. But one truth, one lie. I have mine too. As I share some music, let me go to my screenshots. All right. One truth, one lie. So determine which one is the lie to make it easier. But one truth, one lie. One, I work for Costco. And two is I didn't start packing. Wait. Oh, okay. One, I work for Costco. Two, I already started packing and practicing for my trip to New York tomorrow. Which one is the truth? Which one is a lie? Or which one is the lie? I work for Costco. Second one, I already started to pack and practice for New York.
One.
Is the first one is what? Lie? Interesting. Anyone else? All right. So, what do you think, by the way, Josh?
First one's lie.
Ah. Oh, but yes, the first one is a lie. I work in Costco, but working for Costco is a little different. So, yes. Who's next, by the way? One truth, one lie. It will be hopefully two. It's easier or
I'll go
like more
first.
organized than two truths, one lie. Who?
I can go first.
Go AC.
It's two truths, one lie.
Or one truth, one lie.
One truth, one lie.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, the first one is I swim. I swim. Um, I wear glasses. And I'm in London.
So, wow, AC, very interesting. So, can you kind of confirm that was two truths, one lie, right? So there was one lie in those three things you said?
Oh, was it one truth, one lie? Well, I said two truths, one lie. My bad.
Okay, so we'll just guess. Hopefully, there was one lie within those two truths, right? So, I want to say the lie is that you wear glasses. I like to think those are like maybe for style.
I
Some of
think
my
so
friends
too. Yeah. I think so too.
I don't want to like take charge or co-host. I don't know how to react. But kind of get in your guesses, everyone. See which one was the lie. Something about the London Bridge and
I think it's the
swimming.
third one.
Anyone else? Anthony, Kendra? What? AC, kindly reveal which one was the lie or the lies or all truths.
So the lie was I am not in London, nor do I swim.
Oh. So that was one truth, two lies? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a
You said you don't work.
holy plot twist. But likewise too, AC. We're like security while everyone is swimming, right? But I'm glad no one drowned or got hit by a giant car or got hurt when playing volleyball there in Texas. So regards to everyone there. Anyone else, by the way, before we move on with show us your talent.
I'll go, Kuya.
Oh, go Kendra.
Oh, let me see. One I could sew. Three, two. Wait, is it one truth, one lie, or what?
Feel free to surprise us since people surprise us already. But ideally, one truth, one lie. But follow your heart.
Okay.
You want to do all lies, all truths, two lies. Go, Kendra.
One I could sew. Two, I dyed my hair red.
What was the first one?
I could sew. Two, I dyed my hair red.
Okay, wow.
Which was the lie?
I like how you guys are talking about things we can see. You know, like whether your glasses or your hair color. But yes, time to get in your guesses. I like to think you can sew. So I like to think that's the truth. Anyone else though? Well, Kendra's I think clearly does not have red hair at the moment, but anyone else? Would you like which one's the truth? Which one's the lie?
Second one.
Is which one?
The lie.
Are you guys like 10 feet away or
Which one?
something?
No.
So which was the lie?
the lie,
Yeah.
you can sew.
I can't so. That's the
But
truth.
yes, kindly reveal
The
which
lie
one
is the
was
second one.
red hair.
Yeah, red hair.
Oh
And my
wow!
hair's actually brown.
I was gonna,
I
I was
actually
gonna
have
say
brown.
wow. So go Kendra, red hair and sewing. Wow. But regards to Kendra, maybe you could sew like a sweater for the president one day of Keepers Club. But regards to Kendra, anyone else before we move on with our discussion?
Can I go?
Oh yeah, go Anthony.
Um, so my number one is I don't know how to sew. Number two, I took a gum from my pack of gum from the box, icebreaker, and I wrote calligraphy on it. So which one is the truth and which one is the lie?
Number one.
All I know is this is by far the most interesting two truths, one lie we've ever had. But I'd like to think, Tone, that you didn't take a gum from your gum pack. Hey, AC. But yes, kindly get in your guesses, everyone.
Okay,
Number one. It's
so
number
the
one.
lie is number one. I can sew.
Really?
You can sew, Anthony. Oh, boy.
Right here. You see? And then I wrote in calligraphy. You want to see what I wrote?
Yeah, sure.
Can you see it?
Yeah. What did
Aw.
it say?
Keepers Club.
Hey, wow.
Something.
Keepers Club.
What is it? Is that podcast?
Yeah.
You can be a doctor.
Wow. Holy calligraphy. Go, Ton.
Is it eligible? Or
Yeah.
not really?
Especially given the circumstance at the moment.
Yeah, and I have my bear wrote it.
Hey. Regards to you, by the way, Ton, for graduating. But
Woo!
yeah, woo. All right, so nice one, everyone. Anyone else? Before we move on with show us your talent. All right. So, speaking of show us your talents, would anyone like to show us your talent for our third icebreaker? Yes. Any or at the moment or later, but feel free to.
Were you able to get our recording?
Oh, on email?
Email, yeah.
You send it to my email?
Yes.
Are you
Hopefully it
sure?
went through. Yeah.
Did I send it correctly? I don't see it. I'm on my email.
Yeah, it says it's sent to you.
Wait. Is it this now? Can you send again in case, or maybe is it my phone? I don't see it though now.
Do you think you can allow me to share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Wait, so
If you-
I'll do. Are you able to share?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. If you got to be co-host, let me know.
Okay.
Go, Tone.
It says only host can share.
Try again now. Thank you for waiting, everyone. Excited, by the way. Or you got to be co-host too, Josh? Oh, Okay. Wow. Let's give it up for. Wow. You guys not have any other clothes or something? Or go Josh, go Tom.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I think keeper
Wow.
have.
Go Tom, go Josh. Woo! That's so nice. I like that. You like that call and response too. Nice one, Tone, Josh. What do you have to say, by the way, about that collab?
It was nice.
Good.
Really an
That
experience.
that's nice, Tone, Josh. We actually oh, let me cut this. Yeah, that's nice. As soon as I heard it too, it's like me and Kuya Alpi did similar, but you guys did it much better than us. So nice one, Anthony, Josh. Wow, go Josh and Anthony gift for keyboard and guitar. Anyone else, by the way? AC, Kendra? We have one later also, but feel free to show us your talent. All right. I'll do mine later on. So thank you for performing, Anthony, Josh, even putting, the effort, perform and to record, even right before. Wow. So, woohoo, bookkeepers. All right. So, nice one. Show us your talent. All right. Let's move on to our discussion, shall we? So, Keepers Club Podcast, episode 51, Taking the Initiative. So, some definitions we want to go over are the definition of initiative and human nature. So, initiative is the ability to assess and initiate things independently, the power or opportunity to act or take charge before others do. Also, the definition of human nature, the general psychological characteristics, feelings, or behavioral traits of humankind regarded as shared by all humans. So, we talk about, we talk about human nature, meaning like sometimes it's in our nature, it's in our character to take the initiative, right? So that's why we want to talk about, like the definition of nature and also, of course, initiative in the phrase taking the initiative. Also, just really quick, we're gonna give a shout out to. Okay, they're joining, but yes, keep going, shall we? So, next we'll talk about taking the initiative. Right, we always like to have some foundation, some kind of research in every podcast episode. And also, really quick, regards to Keeper Gab. How are you, Gab?
Hello,
Hi, guys.
everyone. Hi, how are you?
How are you, Gab?
I'm good. How was everyone here?
Go,
Happy
Gabs.
podcast.
Yes, sir. Happy podcast. But speaking of podcasts, once we are talking about taking the initiative, which means taking the initiative is going the extra mile on a basic task you're assigned, thinking through complications, and taking on work before someone asks you to. For example, is taking the initiative is finding out what you need to know or what needs to be done. You keep going when things get tough and you spot and take advantage of opportunities others pass by. Also, taking the initiative is when we ask questions, find opportunities to improve processes, or volunteer to help. So, taking the initiative. And for episode 51 question, our official question being, what does taking the initiative mean to you? What are some examples of when you witnessed or you yourself took the initiative in doing something? How can keepers take the initiative whether we are asked to or not when doing a specific task or specific task? So once again, what it means to you when you witnessed, or you can talk about an example of how you take the initiative in something, and how can keepers take the initiative whether we are asked to or not? How can keepers all over the globe take the initiative? Oh, there's a hand. But yes, we encourage everyone to share. We'll share some background music as well. But also, once again, nice seeing you, Gab. Thanks for being willing to share and kindly share also a little about how your day was while answering. We'll keep your Gabs.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just like to go first, before my Wi-Fi kicks out, because I don't know, the Wi-Fi near my area is like, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's really. But anyways, so my day is going well. How about yours? It's just an average week in summer, but still a blessed week. And is my Wi-Fi cutting out again? I think I'm
We'll
frozen.
let you know. We could hear you though, Gab. We'll let you know. Sound good
Okay,
though.
okay, because my screen's frozen, but I'm not sure. Okay, but anyways, so what taking the initiative means to me is, I guess being the first to do something. Like, let's say, like instead of following others and what they do, waiting for someone to do something for you, you do it yourself, and you be the first one to do it. Like, let's say, what's a good example? Maybe just doing with your if you're with your siblings, cleaning the house. Maybe if you're the older sibling, you know maybe to take to take the initiative is to be the first to do your chores, and then your siblings will follow after you. So, taking the initiative is always good, because you're the one who's leading, or you're the example, I guess. And one person that reminds me of taking the initiative always is our founding president, Apollo Kibuloy. He took the initiative to start this youth group for us keepers, and you know we should all try to be like that also always. taking the initiative to do something good, doing the initiative to help others, taking the initiative to do the good things in this world, especially as keepers. We are the future generations, and so we should be an example to the younger generation, especially Gen Z, because um our generation is, I'd say, like, from what I've seen, it's very sort of zombie like sometimes, just because of our influences, whether it be the internet. And it's always good, especially as keepers, to take the initiative to spread goodness and positivity in the world. So I'll let someone else go, and I'll pass the mic to someone else.
Wow, Keeper Gab. Very nice, Gab. You just jumped in, and then you're sharing a lot of the things too I wanted to talk about. So nice one, Keeper Gab. And yes, go Gab, and go our founding president. Taking the initiative to reach out to establish Keepers Club and reach out to keepers who are lost just like us, but we found Keepers Club International. So thank you, Pastor. And thank you once again, Gab. So, who else is next? Would you like to add on, elaborate, or share your thoughts regarding taking the initiative?
I want to answer the questions, Kat.
Go, cool.
Um, but I don't have the I don't have the questions.
Oh, you're right. Way to put KCP on the spot. Here we go. But once again, for anyone listening, what does taking the initiative mean to you? What are some examples of that you witnessed, or you personally? Anything you're willing to share? And how can keepers take the initiative?
Okay, so what does taking the initiative mean to me? It's for me, it's like using what you have efficiently. Like, okay, so if you have something, and like, let's say there's knowledge or just basic knowledge that, okay, let me give an example. Like, you want to learn how to make this one food thing, but like you don't try to because you don't know how. And I think, I mean, you can always take the initiative by googling it. So like just simple things like that. Like it's okay. So we live nowadays where like a lot of information are just like in our pockets and within hands reach, right? Through our phones and like yeah, through our phones, and you can just always Google like anything, except in fact it's actually like 1/3 wrong, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so well, you have a phone which is basically knowledge of like the whole world basically. So why not use it? Because there are simple things that you're gonna be. For example, you just don't wanna like do something because well you don't know how to do it, or like you just don't know what it means or anything like that. But like you have a phone, and there's it's like, so back in the day, you know people had to like use dictionaries or like ask people who know about the topic or something, but now you can just like Google it and you can find like any maybe trustworthy um, third party people that like gives the information, and like it's so simple that all you gotta do is like know how to spell it. So I think it's just it's just using all of the things you have in your disposal efficiently. And uh, how can keepers take the initiative whether we are asked to or not? Okay, so like I don't think it's taking the initiative when we're already asked to do it. I think that's just following. When taking the initiative, it's like knowing what you need to do without being asked to do it. So how can we do that? I think it's just a matter of um, just doing it. But I don't want to say it like just do it. But I think I think this actually relates to something like procrastination. Like you want to do something, but you don't want to take the initiative. You just want to keep distracting yourself. So like you're procrastinating on doing that activity or whatever. And I think you just need to overcome like basically what I'm trying to say is don't be ignorant. You have a phone, you can use it for like just understanding like anything. And it doesn't have to always be like entertainment. You can like YouTube shorts can wait, you know, TikTok can wait. So basically just don't be ignorant.
Yes. Wow. Nice one, Josh. So, nah, I love what you said though, Josh. Like, especially to me, that like hit the nail on the head because like even sometimes too, my parents or sometimes like my aunties, they're like, "Can you help with this?" And it's like, okay, I'll look at on my phone, right? So sometimes taking initiative, not only in just like helping yourself, but also, chores or taking the initiative to not procrastinate to get something done, right? So anyone else though, would you like to elaborate or agree to disagree with anyone with what has been said so far?
This, this,
Oh, yes. Anyone like to share?
I would like to answer, please.
Yes, go AC.
All right. So the question is, what does the initiative mean to you? Um, I think, well, for me, initiative means it's like when when you doing something without someone else is telling you. So like if you're just like sitting and you know that it's messy and like there's dishes on the sink, you won't wait for your mom or your siblings like to tell you, oh, hey, can you clean up or like can you wash the dishes? You're just like you're like you'll do it, you'll just clean and wash the dishes without having them to telling you, because you know that it's already like you already know that it's already messy and that that the best thing you can do is just clean. And yeah, and so it says, what are some examples of when you witnessed or took an initiative in something? um Actually, there was this one time at my job, and I was already gonna on my way to wash the dishes, but my manager come in. She was like, AC. But before she said wash the dishes, I said, I already know what you're gonna say. I'll, and I said, yes, I'm already on the way to wash the dishes. And she was like, how did you know I was gonna say that? And I said, I just know because I knew you were gonna tell me. Because the dishes was just there. Nobody was touching it. So I just like, took the initiative to wash the dishes. And yes.
Wow. Go AC from work and taking the initiative to do the dishes. Wow. So go AC. Nice one, AC. Not only, right? Not only chores and work, but also in our house or in our family's house or in our brothers and sisters' house. The nice one, AC. Anyone else you'd like to share? I was gonna ask oh, yes. anyone else, feel free to share.
Yes, I would like to share.
Yes. Go, Anthony.
So just recently we have sorry, I'm feeling a little emotional.
Oh, you good? You good? Hmm. Let me know. I could share too, unless you want to know. Go,
I
Anthony.
can share. Just recently we've we had an announcement for our summer camp, and I already knew that the people that we're gonna collaborate with, um, I know that they haven't had as much practice or as much experience as some of the young people from here that's gonna go there. And before my leaders told me that I will be the one helping them in their preparation for their music participation, I already started telling them that, hey, we're gonna have this, we're gonna practice like this, and it's a a sign of initiative because I didn't know that I was gonna be in charge of helping them. I just knew that they needed help, so I already took charge of it, and I'm thankful that from experiences, I've had wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to have the initiative to do some things because sometimes I don't have initiative. Like, I don't know, like I have to work on it, but it's kind of like an on and off thing. Sometimes I do things just because I feel like I gotta do it, but then sometimes I would be reminded that, hey, this is obvious that you should have done this. But I'm just thankful for all of the leaders uh and guidance that I've had from different teachers of life lesson and also of course teachers in school for the challenges and the knowledges that I attained from listening to them. So yeah, that's my example for my thought on the topic.
Yes. Wow. Keeper Anthony. Sound all so blessed. Oh, and yeah. Okay. Nice one, Anthony. We appreciate you being open, and we're very blessed, to hear that reflection. And even though it might be a little vague, or we might not fully understand the situation or the story, we're very happy for you and very blessed. So goalkeeper Anthony taking the initiative for not only, all the keepers as well there in your state, but also in other states as well. And I'm sure, it really is a sign that that you're really being used as an instrument, and it can really be inspiring. It really is inspiring too, to other keepers around you, even to people you share it with, like in the podcast, and even to other keepers that might be tuning in. So goalkeeper Anthony. And we hope, we're excited too for the result of it, or to see it, or whatever outcome will result by your initiative. So I am my brother's keeper. And with that being said, I just want to add on to, unless someone wants to add on, or elaborate, especially with what Anthony was saying. All right, I'll go. But yes, I can really relate to Anthony. Like, even though we have different situations, but I'm really grateful as well, for the nature to really take the initiative, right? It's not only in really helping out or being a master of change, especially when we didn't know that we're supposed to do something, or when you already have the feeling, you already have the instinct to help out because that's who we are, right? But it really is because of our founding president. That is who he is, and that he has shared it with us to really be an instrument, an extension of the love of Keepers Club, no matter where he planted us, right? So something I that really inspired us to talk about this topic is, right, just like other keepers were saying, taking out the garbage, doing the dishes when they're there, right? Or it could even be seen that, oh, this needs to be set up We need music, we need the speakers, we need the MCs, we need the microphones to be ready. And sometimes no one's in sight. It's like, you know what? I'll do it. I'll set it up. Right? So everything's ready to go. Also, too, it could be taking the initiative, just like Josh was saying. Sometimes it's not about procrastinating, but it's also about being a master of change and to take the initiative to not wait to the last minute or to even not complain. What if your brother and sisters tell you, hey, you're gonna perform for the solo instrumental? You could complain. You could think, oh, no, that's too much for me. You can say, oh, you should have told me beforehand, I'm not gonna do it. Or you could take the initiative and practice, even if you don't want to, but you're disciplined and you want to make others proud. You want to give back you want to really do your part. Sometimes it's not about our feelings. Sometimes it's about being disciplined and taking the initiative to practice, to, do hearing, to, to prepare, right? So, um, and something I want to share also, it's also you learn it right in school, or it's something we practice in school. Sometimes it takes the initiative in talking to others, approaching others. How about asking questions to your teacher? Asking questions, oh, what about this test? What about this quiz? What about our homework? That's taking the initiative. And also asking questions, what we talked about in our research. Ask questions, asking what needs to be done, asking how can I help? How can I is there anything that needs to be done? Is there anything that I can do, to make it easier for you, right? And personally, sometimes I'm guilty as well. Sometimes I'm guilty of thinking, oh, that's your job, that's your ministry. I have another one. I'm gonna, so sometimes, right? Sometimes we're guilty of it, but a lot of times we should really do our part to help out. Have the nature, the characteristics of really having the awareness. Like, how can I? What needs to be done, right? So yes. Also, right, for regarding a job, or if you need help looking for something in the store, instead of just waiting around looking yourself, being lost for an hour, you can just ask an employee. As an example of taking the initiative. So anyone else though, would you like to jump in, elaborate, even if you want
Yeah,
to?
Kuya Kyle,
Yes.
Keeper Kyle, like you said, it's not okay. What I picked up from what you were saying earlier was that you were saying like taking the initiative. It's like you're not waiting. You're not waiting for things to come to you. You chase after it, like something like that. Like you don't just sit in one place and like asking for everything to come towards you. Like, oh, I want to I want to get a job, but like what you do, you haven't even made a resume or anything yet. You haven't even like put much effort into it. Like it's not it's not sitting comfortably, Um this also I remember you said like discipline, right? This relates to last week? Last week's topic?
Yes,
Self
sir.
discipline, right? Was it? I think so. Okay, so self discipline. Um, so when you're having self discipline, remember, like you don't need someone to ask you to do it because you've disciplined yourself to like do it without like being forced to or like being asked to. And I think that's also taking the initiative. It's like a part of self discipline that you need to be able to take the initiative in order to or in order to discipline yourself, right? Because if you're not taking initiative, you're just sitting comfortably, um like another one you said, master of change, right? Like
Sir.
if if nothing's changing, if you're not like changing anything, or like when things change and you just choose to stay still, you just want to like be comfortable in one spot, comfortable, whatever. So, like, it's it's just when you're doing that, when things change, and you still, and the thing is, you still like try to hold on to that thing where it's like, oh, it's still the same. Don't change, please, because I'm already comfortable in like how it's going. So I don't want anything to change. But like when things change, you have to adapt to it and like take the initiative to like adapt, because when you're like staying the same and then the world is like changing around you, you're gonna be left behind, right? Because like you're not making any effort to change, and that's gonna result in you like, oh, somebody's gonna be saying like, oh, did you hear the news, like this and this happened, and you were like, what? I had no idea that like was even a thing or something, or like, oh, this is the new like thing. It's like I can't really give an example, but like, yeah, this is the new thing, and then you're like, what? But like, I've never heard of this before, and so yeah, like you need to take the initiative to change with your environment, because without change, you're never gonna go, right? Like if you're always comfortable, you're gonna stay the same. You're not gonna improve, and I was gonna say like you're not gonna like unimprove. Wait, is that a word? But like anyway, you're just not gonna change, and that eventually like bites you back. Cause wait, did I freeze?
We good? We heard you the whole time. Josh, can you hear us?
I think okay, I can hear now. Okay, so um, what was I gonna say? Like, okay, so when when you're not changing, that's eventually gonna like catch up to you, and it's gonna like bite you in the back. I think that's the term, or like the phrase. Because like what happens when you put off homework? Like the day passes, you're looking at your homework. It has like one question done. Another day passes, it still has one question done, and then like another, and then it's eventually like the due date, and like you haven't done a lot of things about like their homework. That's gonna that's when it catches up, right? Like you're gonna be all stressed because, and then you're gonna blame yourself because you didn't do this earlier, and you're gonna say like, oh, I should have done this when I had the time. I wasted all of it while like watching like TikTok or YouTube, or yeah, and then that's just a product of you not taking the initiative. You're not being self-disciplined. That's why. So that's taking the initiative, I think.
Hmm. Yes, Josh. And Oi, don't know you think you know Josh, share what you feel. This is our podcast. So go keeper Josh. Regards also to keeper Eric. How you, Eric? Ooh.
Doing very good, Keeper Calvin, and to everybody here, hello once again. I apologize for being late, but I'm here now, able to join. So, very
Oh,
blessed for the privilege and Keepers Club. Thank you.
yes, sir. No, thank you. How you been though? Eric, feel free to
Been
jump in
good.
too. Talking about taking the initiative.
Sure. Okay. All right. So, this, I believe. Okay. Thank you for sending me the question. Okay. So, I think this sort of relates to our last week topic, right? I heard Josh discussing that about the self discipline. And today, this week's topic is taking the initiative, right? So, to me, myself, when I hear taking the initiative, I think of like you see a problem and there's nobody around you that tells you to act upon that problem to fix whatever you're facing. That's like um taking the initiative to do something. For example, you're in, let's say, your grandma's house and the floor is dirty and there's a broom next to you. What are you gonna do? Well, you probably don't want your grandma to be sweeping and sweeping. You're probably gonna do it yourself so you can, help her out. And I think that taking initiative is sort of like synonymous with growing up. Because in my experience, there have been times where I could have taken the initiative to do something, but I didn't because I felt like I was under the authority of that certain person. And I will give you the specific example in mind. One time I was driving with one of our in the keepers club. They're like one of the administrators, coordinators, right? And while I was driving with them, their eyes, something happened with their eyes and they had to wipe them. So she took some of these wipes that were in my mom's car because my mom was driving. And I knew for a fact that those wipes had alcohol in them. And I know that they did because one time I didn't know it either, but I wiped my eye with it and it burned really bad. So she took the wipes, I saw it, and I was like, should I say anything? Should I do something about it? And that person, like I have a very big respect for, right? She's the one who always, teaching me, giving me like things to do and assigning me stuff, whatever stuff like that. So the result of that, I didn't tell her anything, and she wiped her eyes. She also felt the burning, and that's one of the things that was like, I didn't take the initiative because I was too, I guess you could say, like fearful or too scared because I felt like I was a child to her. But you're not gonna always stay a child to people forever. There is a part where you grow up, where you grow older. So I know I didn't make them blind, thankfully, but I'm not doing that again. I'm gonna say something the next time I do it. But when you grow older, you won't always feel that like fearfulness under a certain person, whoever they are. If they're about to do something bad and you know that they're about to do something bad and they're doing it like unknowingly, like they don't know what they're doing, you're gonna tell them. You need to tell them. Because for me, on my part, it was worse to not tell her than to tell her, regardless of how she would react to it. She would have probably thanked me, even though in my mind I was thinking she would yell at me or something. So that's a part of taking the initiative that I personally experienced. So now as keepers, um, we have to take the initiative in many things. I notice sometimes um, people stay quiet about a lot of things. When they see something, they will stay quiet. Oh, like should I talk about this? Will people judge me if I talk about it? Or something like that. But if you see something that's wrong, what what reason is there to not really like correct it if you can correct it. Obviously be smart with that. Like if you see something dangerous on the street, you're probably not going to like intervene right away. You're probably going to call the police. But it's stuff like that you also need to have this, like, I'd call it a spirit of discernment, where you're able to identify a problem that you're readily able to engage yourself in and fix and solve whatever situation's going on. You need to like be able to identify, is this a problem that I need to get myself entangled with right now? Is this something that would, if I took the initiative to do something, would it benefit another person? And those type of things, you would obviously do that. So, and for keepers ourselves, I would say what Josh said, self-discipline. You will take the initiative if you have self-discipline within you. Because you know that when you see something and it's not right, you know in your heart that it has to be right. So you will take the initiative to do something about it. If you don't, that's on you're accountable for that. That's like an example of laziness, sometimes laziness, or even fearfulness, like me when my coordinator or administrator wipe her eyes with the alcohol wipes. So those types of things like laziness and fearfulness, if you have self-discipline, those things should those two qualities should be stamped out, should be like thrown away by self-discipline. If you're disciplined enough, you have that in you, you'll have the sense of urgency within your mind to be able to take the initiative whenever it's necessary and to overall improve, make like make a situation more beneficial for another person. Think of the person after you, that type of thing. So I think that's it. Thank you very much for the blessing to talk up here, Keeper Calvin and all the other keepers. Much
Uh,
appreciated.
Kuya Keeper Eric. You
Yes,
said
Josh.
something very, very interesting earlier. You
Okay.
said that
Uh-huh.
um, it was in taking initiative is part of growing up, and I
Yes.
think I thought about it, and I actually like agree because when you grow up, when you're like a kid or like yeah a kid, you're gonna see your mom or like parents doing chores around the house, and you're just a kid. You're just sitting on the laying on the floor playing on your Game Boy or something. But then as you grow older, you become aware, like because I mean your parents probably like make you aware, like they assign chores to you, like and stuff like that, But like as time goes on, as you get older, you also understand why those chores are assigned. And like when you stop doing chores, I think that's like okay, so when you like don't do like chores or like don't do anything or like when you don't take the initiative and you notice like, hey, I'm kind of useless here. Like I kind of just sit here. I just don't do anything like in the house at all. And sometimes, you know, that should be well, I hope like people notice that in them and that you can actually like how do you say this? You can like act upon that on what you noticed, right? Because you notice that oh, I'm kind of useless and oh, I should like be better. Just be better. So you're gonna what you're gonna hopefully do is like you're gonna start doing things on your own because like you notice that if you don't do anything, you're very like unproductive. So yeah, that's just one of the points I noticed. And also like I don't know if it's like automatic because I don't really know how to compare like automatic, but it grows with you. Like maybe there's like circumstances where like people just never notice that, and I hope they do actually, because um, it's pretty necessary. It's self discipline, right? And okay, I think we all have a good idea on like taking initiative on what it's like, why it's important. But like I think we also need to discuss like how to do it. Like maybe this is the same thing for like last podcast last week. So like how do I be self-disciplined? How do I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning? How do I how do I like know when to do chores, or like how do I yeah. And I think a lot of the stuff from last podcast applies here too, that you're gonna actually I might need a little help here.
We got you though, Josh. Spotted. But yes, Josh. Would you like to maybe elaborate before we come to a close, anyone, or Keeper Rick, or any other thoughts? You'd be willing to share.
Sure. So Um, you said an important point, Josh. That's actually you said my thought process when you mentioned like growing up. When you grow up, you start to take the initiative. That was my thought process too. And also, you mentioned another thing, but I forgot what you mentioned, but it made me think of this, right? And I forgot where I heard it, but there's a quote somewhere that said, "If you have done all that was commanded unto you to do, you are an unprofitable person still, because you've only done that what you needed to do. You only reached the minimum, the at least point." And I think that's a really good like standard to live by, because if you take the initiative to go above and beyond what you need to do, to go beyond, like if a person asks you something, you go do more than what they say in life and in work and in your relationships. That will get you very far, because you're going to turn into a person who puts more effort into things because you have the ability to take the initiative. And as a result, you will be an improved person, and people will look more highly up to you, I guess. Like, you have a better reputation. So, yes, that is what that made me think of, Keeper Josh. So, thank you for your input. Very, very insightful, I must say.
Yes. Wow. Nice discussion now. And any other final thoughts before we move on?
Say something.
Go, Ton.
Um, one one thing that I noticed for the other keepers taking the initiative here actually in the Keepers Club podcast is that whenever there's a dead air or no one knows what to say because maybe we run out of ideas or we couldn't relate or something, there's always that one Keepers Club member that always helps by finding adding on. I'm just really blessed that some young people have the initiative, especially for this podcast, because a lot of times you mentioned right that it's a podcast and it's not like a talk show. But I applaud the young people who have the initiative to help others find their train of thoughts. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And of course, sharing your wisdom is never a waste, because there's always it may not look like it sometimes, but you taking the initiative to share your knowledge gives understanding to other young people. Maybe they're just listening, but they're actually internalizing every word that you say. So yeah, I'm just feeling really blessed for these young people, and that's all I wanted to share.
Yes. Wow. Keeper Anthony. It's funny too how you're like, we could hear you in like different people's screen. First Josh, first your own, and first AC. Wow. So drive safe. And I love that, Keeper Anthony. You're very right. There's a very nice last thought too. Because also too, Anthony, I remember when I first met you, I was like, wow. Well, everyone was just chilling. There's Keeper Anthony helping out. He's even sweating. He's even, struggling to carry all the equipment. And also too, Keeper Anthony, like even when there's no one talking, or at least like someone joined like Ate Kendra, and then I hear you say, hi Ate Kendra. So we're very blessed. And then to all the keepers, right? Whether they've been a keeper or they've grown as a keeper, they're really striving for excellence. They're even leading by example, right? So we're trying to do that also. And we are very blessed, by other keepers doing their part, whether it being in music, whether it being in their ministry, big or small. It really is something that we can contribute due to our love beyond measure. And because of our love beyond measure, we owe it all to, who the founding president, right? Doing a podcast like this, hosting or especially joining, it's the very bare minimum we could ever do to give back. But it really is the founding president who said, what, I'm going to establish keepers club. There's a lot of keepers that are lost. There's a lot of keepers that they don't have a sense of direction in life, or maybe they're feeling down a lot. Maybe they don't know what life is all about. Maybe their friends are guiding them toward doing things that will hurt them physically, mentally, spiritually. But I remember when Gab was here, he's very right. We owe it all to the founding president, to Keepers Club International, and we're really striving to do our part to take the initiative, be disciplined, and to really make, the others, the people around us proud, especially our founding president. So, yes, let's move on. And then if you have any other final thoughts, feel free to jump in. But let us move on before it gets too late, shall we? So, here we go once again. So very nice episode, no? But we can always do a part 2 version. And with that being said, how was this episode? Any questions, comments, concerns, or violent reactions, everyone? Feel free, of course. This is our flyers. Keepers Club Podcast every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific time. And, we are really striving to battle depression, anxiety, create peace, stability, and belongingness, and family. How was this episode, though? Any questions, comments, concerns? Final thoughts?
Great.
What?
It was great.
Huh?
Getting to hear a lot about initiatives and from different voices. It's just amazing that people at such a young age have an initiative. And like I said, I feel very blessed.
Yes, sir. In regards also to all the keepers here who always take the initiative to even join the podcast. Even if there's keepers that are not willing to join, you guys are always, I'll take the initiative. I'll join even if I want to or not, or I don't want to. But, you always take the initiative to be a part of the podcast, to share, to give back. So lots of love to all the keepers. And so, any final show us your talents?
Are you going to perform, Keeper Calvin?
I'll share one. Yeah, I'll go now. I want to do this though now. It's me and Ati. Can you edit that out? Keepers Club Productions. But hold up. I'll get mine. Yeah. Okay. It's like a minute or two. But this is me and Ati Eileen. So that was Ate Eileen. Woo!
Woo!
Sometimes it's sometimes it's really nice too. It's like spontaneous jam session. Those are some of my favorites. Regards also to Ate Eileen, who's also just like, we should record, and I'm like, I'm already recording. So thank you, keepers, and yes, who else is next? Or show us your talent before we officially come to a close. Any takers or anyone who is going to play?
Eric.
Oh, is there a keeper?
Yes,
Yes,
Kia.
Eric. Try to perform, Rick.
Wait, I have a video.
Mm.
It's very. Wait, let me send it.
Or if you
It's
want to co-host as well and share, that's what we did earlier with Keeper Anthony and Josh. Your co-host also Keeper Rick. Up to you though. Let me know.
wait. Oh, I sent it to you. Keeper
Oh.
Calvin.
That's me. Okay. Wow. Wait. Wait. I can't edit this
Yes.
out. Aren't we competing though?
Oh shoot. Never mind.
Wait.
I can't send it to you.
Hey, yeah. I got. It's all good though. Much love.
Oh
Hey,
yeah,
move
it's
it though
okay.
before I
Preparing for
before
our
I go
summer
crazy
camp.
and then watch it.
Okay. I somewhat let's see
Hey,
what talent I
also
can
though,
do for you.
we'll just keep it for a surprise and we'll be in all in person.
Okay.
So
Okay. I
much
would
love though, Connecticut.
play keyboard, but it's very far and I can't move my laptop unless I have an idea.
Unless we just
I'll join.
we close, but then you'll be like last but not
Oh,
least.
okay. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Boy. Anyone else though? Oh. That was my newsfeed though. Okay. Show us your talent. So wait. Watch us. Okay, we'll do that later. Okay, shout out to all the new faces, returning keepers and Keepers Cup International. So, okay, Jan. Shout out also to returning keepers, Keepers Cup International, and president of Keepers Club. With that being said, any others? But shout out to keeper Eric and Gab. Even if they're busy, they're willing to join, to jump in right away. Wow. Shout out to keeper Anthony, Ate Kendra, Josh, AC and Josh, yes. And then it's nice seeing people vulnerable, being so open to the podcast. So blessed, keeper Anthony. So go all the keepers taking the initiative. But yes, any other shout outs? Feel free to show some love. Anyone?
Shout out to Josh for the collaboration.
Hey, go keeper Josh. Woo! Shout out to Josh also for, co-hosting and hosting the podcast in the future. Woo! Keeper Josh. Anyone else? Shout out to Ate Kendra too. Right away she's like, can't wait to see you, Kuya. Woo! Can't wait to see you too, Ate. Woo! Anyone else? Alright. How about do this now? Okay. But yes, and then of course, shout out to Pastor Paulo Sikibaloy, our president of Keepers Club International. And with that being said, let's take our group photo. Unless you're trying to perform, Keeper Rick.
I will prepare for next week.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's okay.
Boy. With that being said, let's take a group photo though, shall we? Hope everyone's safe, especially if you're driving. But let's take a group photo as I record as well. Let's do this now. We'll do one normal, and then we'll do K for Keeper. So, alright. Let us smile, shall we? Let's give like a 3, 2, 1. So that being said, 2, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Can we do K for keepers? Keepers Club. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Wow, nice seeing everyone. Thank you for always sharing your videos. And once again, we are Keepers Club Podcast, a podcast to help guide, uplift young adults like us who are tuning in, as we will do whatever it takes to share the love that we experience individually and as a group. We love to also thank the founding president of Keepers Club, Pastor Apollo C. Beloy, for this opportunity to be a part of the Keepers Club International here in the United States of America, as well as you, yes, you, the viewer, and we highly recommend that you reach out to your Keepers Club International in your area. So you never know, there might be Keepers Club that you didn't even know existed in your respective state, continent, or country. And we have no doubt that they will welcome you with open arms as they did with us. With that being said, hope to see everyone for episode 52 next week. And don't forget, I am my brother's keeper. So lots of love, and everyone have a blessed day. Thank you so much for joining. And I am my brother's keeper. Woo!
Have a nice night, everybody.
Nice one.
Bye bye.
Anthony,
See you
AC,
soon.
Josh,
See you
Kendra, Rick.
tomorrow, buddy.
Woo!
Tomorrow
See you
you're
soon.
coming. Wow, see you, Kid Cal.
See you.
Bye bye.
Yeah, Father bless. Woo!